They always said education was the key, but no one ever told me that the door it opened could lead to a lifetime of regret. Here is my story.
I was just 18, a simple girl with dreams bigger than my parents could afford. My father was a bricklayer, my mother sold vegetables at the market. They struggled to send me to school, believing that one day I'd wear a graduation gown and make them proud. I promised myself I'd stay focused. No distractions, no men, just school. But life had other plans. It happened one cold night after my usual night reading. The road back to the hostel was quiet, too quiet. I was almost halfway there when I heard footsteps behind me. At first, I thought it was one of my course mates, until I heard whispers, then saw 3 masked men walking toward me. Before I could scream, one of them grabbed me. My heart raced as they tried to drag me into the bush. I screamed again and again until I lost my voice. Then suddenly, a gunshot tore through the night. A soldier appeared from the dark, shouting commands, chasing the men away. That was the night I met Corporal Desmond. He looked at me gently, his face partly hidden by the shadows. "Are you okay?" he asked. I nodded, trembling, my eyes still filled with tears. I didn't know if it was gratitude or love, but from that night, my heart was no longer mine. Desmond started visiting the campus often, saying he had duty rounds nearby. He brought me food, books, and little gifts, things I could never afford. Slowly, he became a part of my world. I could now take care of myself in school. Sometimes I even sent things home for my parents. They were proud, thinking I was being favored by grace, never asking how I managed. My best friend, Anita, noticed the change. She warned me, "Favor, slow down. You barely know this man." But love makes the ears deaf to warnings. I believed in him. Completely. A year passed, and I was already in my 2nd year. That was when I made the biggest mistake of my life. One evening, after weeks of his persuasion, I gave Desmond my virginity. He held me like I was the only girl in the world. He told me he loved me, that he would marry me, that I was his peace in a world full of war. I believed every word. 2 months later, I missed my period. The test kit didn't lie, I was pregnant. I cried for days, scared and confused. I thought about aborting, but the doctor said I had a retroverted womb, a tilted uterus. Any attempt to terminate could destroy my womb completely. When I finally told Desmond, he looked calm. He said, "I'll take responsibility. I'll see your parents and do the right thing." His words gave me hope again. He promised to come for the introduction the next weekend. I ironed my best dress and packed my bags. I waited for him that morning at the junction, from 8 a.m. till noon, till sunset. He never came. His phone stopped going through. I went to his barracks, only to find his room completely empty. They said there was no soldier named Desmond in that base. I felt my world collapsing. I went home crying, clutching his picture to my chest. My parents were shocked, the pregnancy, the tears, everything. My father shouted, "Who is responsible?" Through my sobs, I showed them the picture. What happened next still haunts me. My mother froze. She stared at the photograph for a long time before screaming, "Chaku Equina. That's Aikna." I was confused. "Who is Aikna?" I asked. And then they told me the truth. Many years ago, one of our ancestors falsely accused a young man named Aikna of impregnating a girl from our family. The accusation was a lie, but before the truth could come out, Aikna was beaten to death by my father's forefathers. On the day of his burial, his mother came to the compound in tears, holding his blood-soaked shirt, and she cursed them. She said, "Every daughter from this family shall pay in tears. My son's spirit will find peace only when he has taken his revenge." Since then, strange things have happened to the girls from our lineage. Some lost their lovers mysteriously, some died before childbirth, others went mad. No one ever understood why. Now I understood. I was just another victim of a curse that began long before I was born. The man I loved was not alive. Desmond was Aikna. My father, desperate to understand, went to the rector of the school to ask how a dead man could be employed as a soldier on campus security. The rector trembled. He said he had no record of employing anyone by that name. The signature on the file wasn't even his. That was the day I realized love can be a shadow, a ghost wearing a smile. Desmond never existed in the world of the living. But I felt his warmth. I heard his laughter. I carried his child. Sometimes, when I walk past the road where he saved me that night, I still feel him near me. The wind whispers his name. And I whisper back. Akna, forgive us.